Hey guys, thank you so much for taking the time to learn a little bit more about what we do. If you have a couple of questions, make sure to comment below in the live section feed and we will be able to see them. But we like to keep these short, sweet. We know that everyone's busy. It's a Wednesday night. People have kids. They're getting ready for work. So we'll go ahead and get started. Um, Thank you so much for hopping on. My name is Jacqueline Smith. I am going to share my screen right now and let me get to my slides. All right. All right. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. Where did my slide go? Okay, there we go. So, a little bit about us. We are a fun-loving team. My name is Jacqueline Smith. And while we're doing this presentation, and I'm going to have a guest speaker on as well. So when I say we, that's why. But I want you to dare to dream a little bit more and to be able to push outside of your box a little bit more than what you normally thought that was possible for your life. So a little bit about me. My name is Jacqueline Smith. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and I have three children, a 13-year-old, a 5.5-year-old. She told me today she was not 5 anymore, and a 7-year-old. And so before all this, I was a high school graduate. I found out that I was pregnant, and I can only see my presentation. So if I freeze or if something messes up, then I hope someone would text me because I can't see anything while the presentation is going. But anyways, I was a high school graduate. I found out I was pregnant the same summer that I graduated high school. So I got married, graduated high school, found out I was pregnant and got married all in the same summer. And if you have ever kind of been in that scenario, you know that just being young is hard and trying to kind of grow in your own shoes and learn about life is hard. And so we struggled financially and we struggled getting to know each other. Our son had to go into the NICU unit for about 2.5, 3 weeks as well. So we had medical bills from that. And not only were we kind of struggling with the daily kind of being a young couple and really kind of getting to know each other, but my husband was an alcoholic and an addict. And so there were times where I didn't know when he would come home. I would have to go pick him up a lot of the times. And so around 2, 3, when our son was about 2, 3 years old, it kind of came to a head and I was noticing our bank account just really kind of fluctuating and we were bouncing and I could not figure out why. We had always lived paycheck to paycheck, really below paycheck to paycheck. But I never really knew what exactly was going on. And I'm going to pull up my phone just so that I can see. But we like to keep these short, sweet. Okay, now I can at least see some type of feed. But anyways, so around that time, he finally came to me and said, I'm addicted to Oxycontin and cocaine. And that was a big turning point. We had to file bankruptcy. We pawned everything that we owned in order to protect the house. And he was also let go. At that same time, that was whenever the housing market crashed. And if you know anything about that, he was also in the construction field. And so people weren't buying houses. And he was let go, of course, for his drug use. And we were trying to get him clean. But also the housing market was crashing. And so if you know anything about bankruptcy, no matter how much you make, they take out what they're supposed to every single week. And so there were times where we would make $50 a week and that would pay for gas, groceries, getting our son to school. At the time he was in pre-K, about 30 minutes away from the house, uniforms for him, anything that we needed. And so there were many times where, we would eat dinner at my in-laws' house. I didn't have a computer, which I'll kind of talk about that a little bit later when I signed up. But it was literally the bare minimum. Every single time I would go and run gas, I would hold my breath that I at least had a little bit of money showing to where I could get like $2 or $3 in. We were always borrowing money before payday. That's just how life was. And I really kind of thought that's how life would be. Um, because that was the decision that we made, both of us in our lives. I would always turn to emotional eating. I loved cheeseburgers, and I really felt like that they understood my feelings and my depression. Every single time I ate a double cheeseburger, I was like, you get me, you understand me. And so I had gained a lot of unhealthy habits. I've always kind of had a small frame, but I had highly, highly bad eating habits. So when I found Beachbody, Ken had cleaned up, my husband had cleaned up. We were kind of getting through that rough patch, but it was really, really hard for a long time. We know what it's like to count pennies, literally count pennies. Um, and so we had our second child. We had Callie, and we had cut our gym membership, our Y membership up before the bankruptcy had even started. And I still couldn't afford a gym membership anyways. We were still very, very broke. And so I happened upon an Insanity infomercial and was like, I think I need to do this. Like, I really want to do it. And I really feel like I need something to get my body back. And having a child, Callie was an extremely hard baby. She cried all the time. I was telling a friend today, I was like, I cried until she was 2 or 3 years old. I swear, on a daily basis. She was just a very hard baby. And so I couldn't even go on bike rides with her because she would cry in the bike trailer, and then she wouldn't stay at home with anyone else besides me. So I found Insanity. And after watching the infomercial a few times, I was like, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to buy it. I don't have the money, but I really, really, really want to do it. And so in turn, I found out about the coaching opportunity. I started seeing all these transformations. And at the time, I wasn't a big Facebook person, but I pulled up all these different transformations on YouTube and blogs. And then I found out that there was a coaching opportunity to it and that people were changing their lives literally by doing this. And I was like, I don't think this is for me. I don't care to talk to people. I'm a huge introvert. I have no experience whatsoever, but I really do like this workout program. And I just had this burning desire to change my life. If I could make $100 a month to pay for a vacation, to save up and pay for a vacation that I normally would not be able to afford to go on with my family, then that would make it worthwhile. If I could just make $100 a month. And so that was my goal when I signed up. 2 years later, I was able to come home making the same amount as the dentist that I was working for. So I had made a six-figure income. This high school graduate made a six-figure income working from her phone, and mainly from her phone, because I still didn't have a computer at the time. I signed up my husband at the library, because at the time, we didn't have anything. And so I built up a six-figure income. A year later, I brought him home. He wanted to be able to stay home while our third daughter was still out of school. He wanted to spend a lot of time with her. And so I was able to bring him home full time. So we are making a six-figure income, and everything, paying our house, all of our bills are paid for through Beachbody, through this company. And we never thought that was possible. We also go on tons of trips. A lot of them are paid for. And then we go on yearly Disney trips as well, Disney cruise trips, not Disney park trips, Disney cruise ships. Every single year in October, we love Halloween. We're a big Halloween family. And so we get to dress up, we're going to the Eastern Caribbean this year. And that is my vision for my life, to be able to do things like that and give my children memories and not be able, I don't know if any of you guys know this, then comment below or put a thumbs up. But with kids, and whenever they start getting into sports, I remember like you have to go out. I remember having to wait and pay for cleats or not be able to sign Trey up for baseball until the very last minute. So it's a really good feeling to be able. Trey, of course, will start football in a couple of weeks, and he was like, "I need cleats." And I was like, okay, so we'll go tomorrow. And that fear is not there anymore. Whereas the fear of getting cleats, getting equipment, signing up, all the fees, all that kind of stuff was so draining to me. And we didn't have the money. So here's one of my before and after photos. I feel like I have a ton of before and after photos because you're never really done working on yourself, right? Like, you're always working on yourself and you're always learning and growing on many things. And so this is one of mine. I have finally beat emotional and binge eating. So this was, I think, a 1 year difference. And then I had professional photo shots that were done. So that was fun. So, okay, I'm going to quit screen sharing, and I'm going to introduce my upline coach. Let me get out of that. My upline coach, Tina Bain, and she'll kind of share a little bit about her story. I'm going to take myself off. We're using a brand new service. So if we kind of seem weird and wonky, it's because of that. So I'm going to put her on and then take myself off, and she's going to share a little bit of her story as well. And then we'll get back into the bulk of the message. So hang on, let me put you in, put that in, take me.
All right, so if you guys can hear me, hopefully you can. I love this picture. This was a professional picture that someone took of me, and I'm very, very critical of myself. It's one of the things my children tell me all the time. But anyway, my name is Tina Bain. I am a mom of 2 boys. One is 23 and has just graduated from Auburn University in Auburn, Alabama, and the other one is about to be a senior in high school. And I'm very proud of both of them. I could talk to you for hours about them, as I'm sure if you're a mom, ages that they are. But what I want to tell you, first of all, is that I know you listened to Jacqueline's story, and about this business is that my story is totally and completely different than Jacqueline's story. In some people's eyes, I had the perfect life. Normal town. I went to high school. I went to college. I was in a sorority. I graduated, started working on my own. I got married. We started moving around. When we had been married for about 3 years, I actually majored in fashion merchandising. And I'm telling you this because my passion was never really that. My passion was always wanting to work with people. But my original goal that I wanted to do is, I'm so sorry, I keep fading in and out. I think what I'll do is I'm going to move back into my main living area here real quickly and see if that helps. It has to do with the Wi-Fi, and that's what's so good about what we do, because we work from home, and hopefully that's better. Let me know if that is. Anyway, so where was I? All right, so I was, like I said, my passion was but what happened with my life was that when I was 24 years old, and this was right before I got married, the church that I was going to, they decided to put together a fitness class. And I really wanted to be a part of it. Hey, can I help? They said yes. So they basically just gave it to me and to another gal who got pregnant, and she couldn't even help. So I basically took the program. I went to trainings. We packed our gym area every night. We had 25 plus people. We had so much fun. And so basically that's when my passion for fitness was formed, and really and truly I knew what I wanted to do. So when I started moving, I basically started teaching fitness classes at every place. I became certified. In fact, at one point in time, or actually more than one point in time, I was the aerobic coordinator for at least 2 or 3 different gyms that I worked at in different states and different cities. So for me, I do have the fitness background because it was something that I found a long time ago prior to anything like this coming out. If there had been Beachbody and a home-based business like this when I was 24, in a minute, in a heartbeat, but there wasn't anything. In fact, I probably should have created it because I love what I do. But we're going to go fast forward here. In 2009, my family, we were going to move from Illinois to Georgia, and had very mixed feelings about moving. At that point in time, now 23-year-old was in the 10th grade. That was a hard year for him. My younger son was in the 4th grade, and we were moving when half a year was over. A new state, but a state we'd never. And so Lisa Mahaje had just found this home-based business and had been talking to me about it. And I was like, I don't know what it is. I don't know that much about it, but I called her and I said, you know what? I'll give it a try. What's the worst that's going to happen? The worst thing in my mind that was going to happen was that I was going to have more workouts to choose between. I was going to have more workouts that I could take and help other people get into better physical shape because I taught fitness classes. And so I was just going to use those exercises that I was going to get from this home-based business, and I was going to be able to turn them around. And I didn't realize this. So for the first 6 months, I didn't do anything. I mean, I honestly we moved, things got crazy. I gained weight. I was depressed. Now, a friend of mine reached out to me and said, you know, what do you know about this business? I said, I don't know that much about it, but I think I'm going to do a program. So P90X was really big then. Shakeology had just come. Who Tony Horton was. I didn't know who Shalene Johnson was. I didn't know any of these people. But I thought, you know what? I need to lose weight. I want to meet people. This is what I enjoy. So I basically kind of reached out to some of my neighbor friends here in my neighborhood, and I said, I'm going to do P90X. Who wants to come do it with me? So I had 6 to 8 people every single day. We were in the basement. We did the whole 90-day program, and it was like things just needed. I just needed to do it. I just needed to invite some people over to work out with me. People started asking questions. People were losing weight. People were like, what is this that you're doing? I was sharing the Shakeology with them. And I found that it was so much fun that it wasn't work. I'm just like laid in my lap. And I decided at that point that, you know what, I don't really care how much money I make. I didn't need to work at that point in time. I was married. I just wanted to be able to pay for vacations and renovations. I apologize. My dog is kind of over here having a little fit. He wants a treat, so hopefully he'll behave for a few more minutes. But so my first probably couple of years, I made enough money to pay for our basement to be remodeled. I paid for our vacations that we went on, and I would put money in our savings account. In 2014, I became a single parent, got a divorce, and I basically became the mom, the dad, you know, everything. And so what I found out was that this business that I was just kind of having fun with actually was paying my bills. It actually was providing me and my boys a lifestyle that I didn't even realize that I had. And I really realized that, wow, I can do this. I didn't, my goal, dog is whining. Tyson, no, wait. See, this is what I love about working from home. You have all sorts of kind of things that are going on. But what I will tell you is that it doesn't matter where you are in life. It doesn't matter if you're a mom of babies, if you're a mom of middle schoolers, if you're an empty nester, if you're not a mom, if you are single, if you're married, whatever. What I found with this business was a family. What I found with this business was a place for me and a way for me to share with other people what I do and to give them a better life. Is that another way that Jacqueline and I are different is that she is more of an introvert. And I remember when she became a coach, she's like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. And I said, you know what? One day at a time, girl, one day at a time. And she is amazing. And she's come out of her shell. And, you know, it didn't happen overnight, but it's happened. And I'm just so proud of her and for what she does and for how she helps people to totally and completely change their life. And that is what we do. That is truly what we do. So I see that a little bit more of me. If you have questions when we get to the end, I'm going to be around too, just like Jacqueline. So if you have questions you want to ask either one of us, like I said, we are both two totally different people coming from two totally different walks of life. But she and I are very close and our goals are the same. And that is that we want to help other people and we want to share with other people. So with that being said, I do not know exactly how I am supposed to, there we go. I think she's going to do it. Yay.
All right. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to take all this off. Let me screen share and then we'll get back to the, thank you, Lakeisha. We're going to get back to the presentation. I don't know why I always have to click on that. Hang on, guys. Okay. So, get it back. So, okay. So, and that's one cool thing, and we'll kind of talk about that a little bit later. And I promise I'll get us out by 7:30. That's one thing that I like about this is that we come from all walks of life. Like there's not one set person. There's not a perfect coach. So don't ever feel like as if you have to, you know, look a certain way or be a certain age or whatever the case may be, or, you know, be a young mom or whatever. So, okay. Who is Team Beachbody? If you have ever watched TV, which I actually talked to someone and they're like, no, I've never seen an infomercial. But if you've ever seen any of the workout DVD or any of the workout commercials on the TV, it more than likely is from Beachbody. So we're the creators of Turbo Fire, Insanity, Brazil Butt Lift, P90X, which is an older one, 21 Day Fix, and so many more. We were founded in 1998 by John Congdon and Carl Deichler. And what they found was that people were, I think the first workout was Power 90 or P90. And they found that the people that was doing that were commenting on the message boards and they were helping each other out. And so instead of selling the programs in the stores, they decided to create coaches and put it into a direct selling company so that coaches would then be able to help other people through the workout program. We recently hit our $1 billion in sales. There's a little bit more stats. We have customers from the infomercials. They do now I'm hearing commercials on the radio as well for our on-demand, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. But they advertise for us, which is the most amazing thing. So we have customers coming to us on a daily basis. And so that's the most amazing thing about it is that we basically share ourselves. We don't sell the products. We sell ourselves and talk about what we're doing. So who can be a coach? And we kind of talked about that just a second ago, but it can be anybody. It doesn't matter where you come from, how much money you make, what your experience is. It doesn't matter if you graduated high school, if you didn't graduate high school. I don't care what you did. As long as you're motivated, willing to help others, and hardworking. We're looking for passionate people who's willing to put in a little bit of hustle and heart and a desire to help other people. That's literally all that we're looking for. We're not looking for sales reps. We're not looking for anything like that. We're looking for the average person that just wants to make a difference in their community, online and in person. So you decide that you want to pick a workout program, that you're going to work on you, bettering yourself, that you're going to commit daily to working on yourself. That does not mean being perfect. Like what I said, in 2014, I was still struggling with emotional eating and binge eating. I signed up as a coach in 2011. So I had constantly been working on myself. I fell off. I hopped back onto the fitness wagon. So it doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. We're not looking for perfect. And really, there's no way that you can even strive for perfection. But a commitment to work on yourself every single day, to focus on you and to making yourself a better version than what you were yesterday. And then also to help others get the same results that you do in growing a team of life changers just like you. That is what the coach life is. So how you get started is you pick a pack. We want you to work on you. You don't keep inventory. You don't do parties. We do want you to work on you. And so what you get is the Beachbody On Demand All Access Pack. You literally get everything, every program that was ever created with Team Beachbody, all streamed along with nutrition guides. So it takes all the guesswork out, literally. Like, you know what to do on what day because you get a calendar, you know how to eat, you get color coded containers that tell you exactly how to eat in a very simplified way. Plus you get 30 days of Shakeology in your pack. And it's a hell of a deal right now because it's on sale for $160, at least through the end of August for right now that we know of. But it's basically like the Netflix of workout programs. So you get everything. No more DVDs, nothing like that. One set price. So that's how you sign up. When you sign up and you get that pack, that's all you get. You sign up as a coach actually for free. And so you literally only pay the $160 to start working on you. You sign up as a coach for free at that time. And so you are set to go, literally. So what exactly is Shakeology? If you have not ever tried it, or if you're brand new kind of to the Beachbody business, or to the Beachbody realm, I should say, but Shakeology is not a protein shake. And I count macros, and I see a lot of people are from my macro group. We talked about this, but Shakeology is not a protein shake, and it's not a meal replacement shake. So it's not anything like what you get at the stores. It's full of nutrient-dense ingredients. It has protein in it. It has carbs in it, but it also has superfoods. It has nutrients. I drank it when I was pregnant. There are women that drink it whenever they're breastfeeding. It's all natural. And here's a little bit of the information as well. My grandfather-in-law started drinking it as soon as I became a coach, basically to help me out. And so after a while, he went to the doctor and he was able to get off all of his cholesterol medicine. And he had lost weight. So it really kind of, then they, started working out more. So it just kind of created this natural habit. And for myself, I actually never ate vegetables. I never, ever ate vegetables until I started drinking Shakeology. And I was looking at the ingredients. I was like, oh my gosh, there's mushrooms in here. I'm drinking mushrooms, but it tastes like chocolate. And so it was, again, a natural thing that I started eating healthier. So it keeps me on target with everything. I drink it for lunch every single day. I have every single day for a long, long time. I guess for about 3 years, I've consistently drank it every single day, no matter what. If I didn't, I wouldn't have lunch. I would sit on my computer and I would work. When I was working at the dental office, we almost always ran over our lunch breaks. And so I would already have a shake already made and would drink it. which was something super easy to do. So it's all natural. It is good for you, and it's amazing. There's nothing else like it. So it's not protein. It's not a meal replacement shake. It's not full of sugars. It's not something that you drink a lot of. Like you don't have it 3 or 4 times a day and replace all your meals with it. It's just a good, quick, easy, clean meal. So the team that you get, and like what Tina said, you get a team whenever you sign up. So if you're considering signing up now or waiting until you get to that perfect body, I want you to think again, because the average person that signs up as a coach whenever they buy their pack, they are more than likely more willing to stick with it because you have people that are just like you, that are on the same journey just like you. They are not only working on their business goals, but they're working on their fitness goals. And literally within our team, if you say, okay, I want to wake up at 6 o'clock, is there anyone in here that wants to wake up at 6 o'clock and work out with me and be my virtual fitness accountability partner? You will always have someone in there that will always say yes. So you gain a lot of friends along the way. Brittany Campbell is one of my downline coaches, and that's one of her before and after photos. The top right is actually at a live event with Jen Overway, who hosted it or who led the workout. And so it's fun to get in there and to do live workouts. And it's just a blast, the team that you gain and the friendships that you gain along the way. You have support the entire way. You don't just sign up and then we're like, oh, you're gone. Like, we sign you up, you get access to team trainings all online, done at your convenience. We have bi-weekly events, online events. We also have weekly calls from corporate. So you're always digging into trainings in some form or fashion. There's always some type of training, as well as live events that we try and have at least a couple of times a year, at least through corporate, through our Super Saturday events, or just getting together and grabbing something to eat. And then you have mentoring. The person that you sign up with is your mentor, as well as your entire upline coach. So we have a strong upline team. What pictured beside me is Lisa Mohaje, and she makes a 7-figure income, as well as Christina Solins, who is above her, who also makes 7 figures. So we are there along the way, 100%. You will never, ever, ever be alone in this business. We will always be there to help mentor and guide you and lead you in the best possible way. So a couple common questions is, what will it cost? And we kind of talked about that a second ago. If you did the all access pack, which that's what I tell everybody to get because it's such a heck of a deal, then it's $160. After that, every 30 days, you pay $15.95 for your business service fees. And the great thing about that is that Beachbody takes care of it. Like, Beachbody takes care of your website. I don't know if you've ever tried to make a website or a blog, and it is so tedious and I hate it. So they maintain the website. They also handle returns, orders. You don't keep inventory. You don't do parties. You don't do anything like that. So that is the best $15.95 every 30 days that I've ever spent, because they take care of all of that. So you can cancel anytime. You don't have to, you're not forced, you're not into a contract, whatever the case may be. If you said, you know what, I don't want to be a coach, then you could always cancel it at any time. Will I have to push sales? No. We actually train you on how to do relationship marketing and really kind of start talking to people and building friendships that you would build online, even in face-to-face. That way you're sharing what you're doing, you're sharing the products, you're sharing your excitement for the business, but you never ever send one of those icky sales, you're not one of those car salesman kind of people. We are very much, we teach you about relationship marketing and building friendships first and foremost. What if I don't have a big network? I actually did not have a big network. I, like what Tina said, I am a huge introvert. Like I took a test recently and I was a 90% introvert. So at all of Trey's sporting events, I always sit on the other side of the bleachers. You have to go out. You have to go out. You have to go out. Sorry. I don't have a dog, but I have kids. I sit on the other side of the bleachers. And so I'm not a big face-to-face person. And so when I signed up as a coach, I was like, I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody whatsoever. I only had 100 Facebook friends at the time. They were all family or church members. And so I literally started from the ground up. And I started friend requesting mothers, people just like me, and started building a following online. And so no, they don't, Stephanie. You don't need a big following. You can literally start building your business where you are right now and taking the trainings that we have available. Should I be more fit first? And absolutely not. You do not have to be in perfect shape. I don't think hardly any of us were in perfect shape. For me, I knew nothing about nutrition. I'd always kind of been skinny in a smaller frame, but I knew nothing about nutrition. I wasn't healthy. And this really kind of taught me how to be healthy and how to get the goal body that I wanted. And I was taking people along the journey as well. So I always say people want to see the real story. They want to see you change. They want to see the progress. They want to see that you picked a banana over Oreos, or they want to see that you picked the Oreos. You know, you don't have to be perfect, and we're not looking for perfect whatsoever. So, and like what I said, it holds you more accountable to sign up as a coach, because you gain access to a team. You gain access to a family. Do I need to be a certified trainer? Absolutely not. I am not certified in a cotton picking thing. If you're from the South, you know cotton picking. I'm not certified in anything. Literally, I'm just a mom of 3 that found a workout program that worked for her and loves it completely. And I love the products, and I love Shakeology, and I love the business, and I want to help other moms do the same thing. I want to help other moms be proud and be able to make a little bit of extra income or a lot of extra income, because you never know what life is going to throw at you. And how does a coach earn money? So that is my next slide. So there's a couple of ways that you can earn income. Instant income is you make 25% instant 25% commission instantly on anything that you sell. So say that you signed up and then you sold a challenge pack, you sold the same pack that you purchased, then you would make around $40 to $50 based off of that pack. So you get 25% commission on anything that you order. Where you get the big bucks is when you start building a team. And so as you start adding people to your team. And the cool thing about this, guys, is that it's not just you building a team. It's the people above you. Every time that they add a coach, they go underneath you. And so all that volume rolls up to the top. So at that, you have the potential of earning between $14 a cycle, or all the way up to, I think the cutoff is $2,000 a week. I think it's more. I think it's $10,000 a week. But there is a cap at some point. But that's where you make your big bucks, is signing up a team and really kind of growing and recruiting other people and adding people onto your organization. We're paid weekly, every Thursday through direct deposit, which is amazing. So tomorrow we get paid. And this is kind of the statement is kind of like between a hobby, a part-time, or a full-time. So depending on what you want to achieve, if you want to earn $60 a week, if you want to earn $200 a week, or if you want to start making a full-time income, which is, $1,800, $2,000 a week, whatever you want to achieve is actually possible. We also have quarterly bonuses. When you get to that star diamond rank that you see there, you get quarterly bonuses based off of your position at the time. And so that can range from about $1,000 a week all the way up to $30,000 or $40,000 every 3 months. I said a week. Every 3 months, you would earn that. And so what would you do with an extra $30,000 every 3 months as a bonus, guys? Not even your weekly income, as a bonus, $30,000 to $40,000 every 3 months. So it's completely possible. It just depends on what you want to achieve. And what type of coach are you? Are you looking to just earn a little bit of extra accountability and a 25% discount? Are you looking to earn enough to cover your Shakeology and maybe a little bit extra to get your nails done? Like what I had said, to pay $100, to put $100 in an account once a month in order to save up for a vacation. Or do you want to earn a lot of income? Do you want to make 6 figures? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want to give more? Do you want to be able to be completely debt free? So now is the time to think about what you want to do with your life. And are you tired of being tired? Are you tired of just waiting for something to change? Or are you ready to do something? Are you ready to get up and move and change your future? So that is all I have. Dang, I went 10 minutes over. That's all I have. If you have any questions, I can add Tina back on the line. Make sure to type them below, or we can end it as well, and you can type the questions as we go. But thank you guys so much for hopping on. Make sure to talk to the coach that invited you tonight and tell them that you're ready. Tell them that you're ready to sign up right now. You might not know how to get the funds, but it will all happen. I don't care what you have to do do it, but tonight is your night to change your life, to do something different, to start dreaming a little bit more, and to start now. Don't say tomorrow anymore. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. I don't see any questions pop up, so I'm going to hang up. But thank you guys, and have a great rest of the night.